Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, all the chickens went to roost in the middle pen here tonight by themselves. The teenagers, the adults, and the black turkey hen is trying to set. There's nothing up under her, but she's trying to set. So the brown turkey hen and Tom were going to roost over there. So I made a move to come over here and made some room. So they've got all 8 of the baby chicks in there. And I took 2 of the adults out and put back over here with Sue up on the roost. So he's got 5. And I left 2 of the adults in there for Junior because he's not going to be able to mount those babies yet. So he's got 2 females and that'll do for now. But I'm going to leave the pen open, let them in and out as they want, like they've been doing. But they all chose to roost in the same pen. So I moved the baby chicks over here to the first pen, and as y'all can see, I've got their door open to the kennel. They've got both waterers are clean, their feeder's full, and tomorrow I'll change this 10-pound hanging feeder out to Start and Grow Crumbles, so they'll be able to, get what they need being babies. But I'm going to leave them in there, and I left the light on them, so if they need heat, which I don't think, they don't need it at all during the day, that's for sure. But it's further away from them than it was. And we're still in the 70s at night, and most of the time we're up in the mid to low 90s during the day. Today was the upper 90s. So they definitely don't need the light at all during the day, but they're growing pretty quick. They look to be about 3 weeks old, 2 weeks since I've had them, and I think they were about a week old when I got them. So there's still 14 baby chicks. They're doing pretty well. If I can get the camera to focus. There we go. So I'm going to leave them in there and let them have that pen by themselves until they grow more, and they'll be able to meet all the other chickens that, through the fence won't be able to get to each other, but at least they can see each other, and it doesn't take as long for them to, become part of the flock as they get a little older. So hopefully they'll be able to get over here and get some water, and I'm going to put that Start and Grow in the feeder so they'll have plenty, and I won't, because they're emptying that quart feeder every day. And by the time I get home, it being empty, I don't know how long they've been without feed other than what they're losing on the floor of the little kennel there. And the water's always so nasty they couldn't get water if they wanted it. So hopefully this will make it where they get cleaner water from the waterer over here and be able to have more access to feed, which will keep them healthier and help them grow a little faster. So that's the idea. I mean, all the chickens, the teenagers and the adults that were in here roosted on this side on their own. So I thought, okay, well, if they're going to do that, I'm going to take a couple of the adults out to lighten the load on this pen. If I could leave the turkeys with the babies, I would, but they'd probably kill them. So I'm not going to take that chance. And let these all continue to become one big flock. And because Junior's going to get a bunch of those new babies for sure. Now, if I get a rooster in the mix, which I probably will, then I'll have another, the third pen with a rooster and some hens. But all 3 roosters, Junior, Sue, and the new one, if I have one, will, and most likely I'll have several, will all have their own hens and have 3 flocks going. So that means I got to plan on putting the fence across here so that I can separate the chicken runs. This will be the smaller run, which I'll probably keep the smaller flock in, and the larger run with a little bit larger flock, and of course a little bit larger flock in this end pen where Sue is, because they've got the largest run. So we'll just see how that works out. I don't know, I may come in and divide this fruit orchard in half with a gate and separate into 2 halves so that the middle pen has half of the fruit orchard and then Sue's team has half the fruit orchard, and then the first pen can have most of this. I don't know. It's a lot of fence that's got to be put up, but either way, it's some plans. Growing the flock is easier than getting the goat pen done and getting goats and all that. So I'm going to get the goat pen going. It's just, that's another expense I don't need right now while I'm trying to get the solar, you know, finished and as much off grid as I can. So I just figured they separated themselves. I'll go ahead and go with that and see how it works out. But everybody's up on roost. There's 3 up on the top roost up there with the brown turkey. Junior's over there with a couple of the teenagers on the roost. And the little mama hen's right there in the middle of the screen. Then there's another mama hen right here. So 2 of them on that roost, and then there's a teenager over there and a teenager on the bottom roost and the other 2 turkeys. So there's plenty of room for them. There's a lot of roost left that's not being used. And it's summertime, it's hot, so they need a little more air. But Sue will be a little happier having 5 hens, and it kind of makes things a little easier on the chickens to be able to spread out a little bit. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching the videos. Thank you for all the subscribers. We did go back up a little bit and we dropped down 1. No telling what I'm going to be by the time y'all see this video, but either way, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you very much. It's the only way for us small channels to grow, and it means more to me than y'all can ever imagine. So thank you very much. Y'all remember what I always tell you: Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.